Billionaires are calling for more help. Who has the upper hand, China or the US? And when will this TikTok ban actually take place? Let's talk about it in this week's Money Update. So rich investors are getting nervous and they want the Federal Reserve to step in and help us. They already helped give rich depositors their money, right? When depositors knew, all right? The cat I don't even own knew that the FDIC had a limit of 250K. But they're too big to fail. You could be 1,000 pounds and you ain't gonna be too big to fail, sweetheart. But we see banks getting rewarded time and time again for bad practices. In a way, the system is kind of twisted because they want to please their investors, so they have to keep on getting more and more money, but it's at the expense of the whole entire world. So they want to have loans being guaranteed for all the depositors, which they're telling you that it's not going to be coming out of the American taxpayer dollars, but the money from the Treasury is coming from the taxpayer. How do you think the Treasury gets their money? It's through tax revenue. So even if you feel like you didn't pay for it, you pay for it at some point in time. And the fact that they're asking for more help means one of two things to me. Either they're nervous or they're greedy. And in these days, it's giving combo. If you had millions of dollars, would you be asking the bank for more money? Probably not, right? Unless you're nervous because you actually don't have that money, or you're greedy and want to kind of play broke, right? And it's not really difficult to figure out what bank is struggling. You can go into their financials. I always do this on my channel, and you can see what they're doing with their money. You can see their assets, you can see their income, like you can get deep in their business. And if you want me to do a deep dive on any of the banks, just drop it in the comments and you know I got you. To ask a person whose fault it is insane, right? Because the Federal Reserve had interest rates low for over a decade. If you could borrow money and pay next to nothing for 10 plus years, wouldn't you? Like, I hope you would. That got us spoiled, right? I'm a victim of being spoiled by this too. At one point, I didn't pay any more than 0.9, all right? Not even 1% of a loan for my cars. Why would I spend my own money? The interest in the whole life of the loan was about 500 bucks. I nearly panicked when they told me I had to pay 3.99 when I went in to get a loan like probably a year ago or so. I still went and got the loan, right? Could I have paid for the car in cash? Yes, but why? I could use my money to make more than 4% somewhere else. But it still didn't feel good, right? So like I did hesitate, and a lot of people are having that same feeling as these interest rates go up. So it's only a matter of time before we actually start to really feel this throughout the entire economy. People are borrowing less, right? But right now people are still motivated either through desperation, they need it, so they're going to continue putting money on their credit card. It doesn't matter if it went from 17 to 20%. I still need my credit card to survive. And in fact, if I can find the chart, I'll put it up. But these days, back in the day, you could make your money, you could save, and you still have a good living. Now people must get into debt just to survive everyday life. So we haven't gotten to the point where interest rates are just so high where people are like, look, I'm gonna have to just do without, right? People are still just making those payments. So it's basically the Federal Reserve's fault that we're in this because they spoiled us. So should we give the people that spoiled us and got us into this mess even more power? Think about people who have social benefits. Now you have to, if you got food stamps or Section 8 or any type of government benefit, you have to worry about renewing and whether or not they're going to give you the money. Are they going to cut it? You have to worry about making too much money, right? So now you can't even go better yourself. You can't even go get a better job, more benefits, because you're afraid you're going to have your food stamps cut off. What would that look like on a global scale? Would we like that, right? Plus, these people have problems telling us things like it is, right? So we're going to always deal with smoke and mirrors. I want you to watch this with me. This is a video of Jerome Powell when he was asked if they knew about the SVB problems. Watch it with me.
Whether or not the board knew about these escalations by the examiners in San Francisco.
I will have to come back to you on that. Yeah.
The silence is deafening. He looked like a deer in headlights, right? Oh, I have to get back to you. I have to let you know if I knew or not. You are in the board. Did you know? Yes or no, right? Because if it was something that serious, I'm sure I would have made it up to the top. And to me, it seems weird that he would not know when he is the leader of the board in the Federal Reserve. But what do I know? Who has more control, the US or China? China once was the #1 holder of US debt. They are now #2 behind Japan, but they still own almost $1 trillion of our debt. In addition to that, they manufacture all of our goods. I just wonder what the relationship is, and I know y'all are smart in the comments, so let me know if I'm missing something. But it seems like China has an upper hand because they could just put tariffs on us, right? You want to ban TikTok? Boom. 20% increase of tariffs, right? Anything that we get from China, which is almost everything, 20% higher. Or what if they just dump our bond? Like, what implication does this whole TikTok ban have? And what can we do to really fight back? The US tends to weaponize the SWIFT, and the SWIFT is basically how these different countries transact with each other, right? So they weaponize that and cut people off. And as far as TikTok being banned, now we do have rights in this country, right? The First Amendment right. You're supposed to have access to this kind of information, this freedom of speech, all that kind of jazz. And according to the law, they're not allowed to just fully just ban this for no reason, right? They tried to do it in 2020. Trump tried to do it. Obviously, he failed because they have to prove that there's no way for this company to protect us, which the CEO obviously peeped at, right? The CEO of TikTok knew that, and his whole hearing, which was embarrassing to watch, by the way, but the whole time he laid out how he would protect our information from any government. But you know how these laws work. Just because it's in the Constitution doesn't mean they're going to actually pay attention to it. And they're calling for a sale. So do you think, I just want to know, do you think that if they sell that company, TikTok gets sold to a U.S. buyer, that the U.S. is going to just shut off all the spying technology that China has created? Do you really think that? Right? Like, no, they're going to use it for their own benefit. And who knows what they're going to do with the information. And I don't know about you, but I don't give a damn what country you reppin'. I don't want you to spy on me anywhere. If you like weekly news you can actually use, I am what you need on your feed.